It's brunch with Brian. Yes, here we are again. I love spending this time with you, and it's a Friday. So, Fridays are always extra exciting because we're looking at the weekend, and the weekend is always Saturday is the best day to do real estate. I'll just say it right out. It's the day we always do our open houses when we're selling a property. It's the day that we like to do deal meetings. We even call it Deal Meeting Saturday or Driving for Dollars Saturday. That's two good activities that you can do on a Saturday. Plus, if you're out in a neighborhood and you're driving around and you see somebody, I want you to, yes, get your gumption together and say hi. Say hi. I'm a, no, I don't like you to say investor, do I? That's kind of a little tip. I like you to say if you're driving around in a neighborhood and you stop and get out of the car and say hi to somebody who's watering their plants, what do you say? You say, hi, I'm Brian. I'm actually, and now here's where you don't say investor. I want you to say, I buy and sell houses all around this area. Okay, that's what you say. Because when people hear that word investor, they think lowball. It's an automatic neuro association. So you say, I buy and sell houses all around the area. Okay, I was kind of waiting for some people to get on because there's a couple things I wanted to do today. But did you like that quiz yesterday? Now, if you missed the quiz, go back and take it from yesterday. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to rank yourself 1 through 10 in 5 different areas. And don't just automatically give yourselves 10. Even though you might feel like it's close to a 10, make it a 9. You got to have a little room for improvement. So what are those 5 categories that you're ranking yourself on? Desire, write these down if you weren't here yesterday. Desire, faith, timing, skills, and commitment. Okay, did you get those? Desire, faith, timing, skills, and commitment. Desire, faith, timing, skills, and commitment. So obviously desire, we really want it. You really want it bad. You're a 9, and if you visualize a little bit more, you'll probably get it up to 10. Visualize your amazing future. Okay, desire, faith. The more faith you have, you use visualization to foment your desire. How do you get your faith? How do you build up your faith? Well, what we do there is we use affirmations to build faith. I am a real estate winner. I am a big success. I love real estate, stuff like that. So, okay. And then desire, faith, and you're ranking yourself on these. Faith again, hopefully you're 7, 8, 9, something like that. Okay, what's next is timing. Is it the perfect timing for you? Well, it's summertime, and it's also no time like the present. What are you going to say? The perfect timing for me would be next year. No, the market is hot. It's summertime. Now is the time. And then the last 2 are skills. Skills you just get better by training. If you're not good at skills, just role play the scripts more, and you'll be better at skills. Skills is just a training issue. And I can get you good on the phone instantly because you've got the best scripts, and all you got to do is role play it a little bit. And then lastly, commitment. Are you committed to being successful, to being a successful real estate investor? Absolutely you are. So that's great. So those are your 5 things. Rank yourself on all 5. If you score over 40, you're in a good position to be very successful in real estate. You just need a system. You need training. And what is the system? The system is the what to say and what to do system that we offer you guys. Tony, hi. I saw you left me a message. I'm here and a solid 45 on the quiz. Awesome. That's about perfect. Yeah, of course, Tony's going to get the perfect score, right? And Memo, great to see you. Great quiz. Yeah, it just opens up your eyes a little bit. It makes you think about the important things that are going to lead to success. You don't necessarily think when you wake up in the morning, every morning about desire and faith, but yes, are those the 2 most important emotions? Yeah, for success, they are for sure. Now, the most important emotion is love. I love love and I love loving. But for real estate success, I want you to have desire and faith. And actually, love can be very helpful because you love your family and you want to do wonderful things for them. And that will build your desire. So your love will add to your desire. Okay, so it's Flag Day today. and it's actually Flag Day, and it is Pause for the Pledge Day. Pause for the Pledge, which is basically the Pledge of Allegiance. Pause for the pledge. Now, how often do you say the Pledge of Allegiance? Okay, we used to say it in school, right? All right, so we're going to say this Pledge of Allegiance today. Yes, we are, because the Pledge of Allegiance is we live in the best country on the planet. You know, if you don't already have an LLC, it'll take you 5 minutes to set up an LLC and have a business checking account, an EIN number, and you're in business. That's such a cool thing about America. You can start a business very quickly and you can be very successful, and nobody can tell you you can't. Okay, nobody can tell you, no, you can't go into business for yourself. No, you can't be successful with your own private business. You know, you got to pay your taxes, but other than that, Uncle Sam is pretty flexible on letting you start your business and run your business how you see fit. Okay, so that's a cool thing about America. So let's pledge allegiance today, since we hardly ever do it. All right. Let me grab my flag. Okay, here's my flag. You see my flag. Okay, let's all do our pledge of allegiance to the flag. Okay, all right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yay! We live in the best country on the planet. All right. Good job, everybody. Did you say your Pledge of Allegiance with me? Do you remember it? Do you remember your whole Pledge of Allegiance? I hope you do. All right, so that's great. Let's be patriotic this weekend. If you got a flag, fly it today, since it's Flag Day. And so, and pause for the Pledge Day. So we all said our nice Pledge of Allegiance. So that's a great way to start your day. Believe in our country, believe in yourself. Does every country have challenges and issues? Sure. But we still live in the best country on earth, and the politicians are going to work it out. It's gonna all get figured out in the end. Okay. All right. So let's be happy. Let's have a great weekend. What are we saying? Not too many comments today. Memo and Tony are here making comments. What do you think is a solid success rate for calls with direct mail? I always kind of go to this 5% number. In my head, is thinking that if you make 20 calls, now there's two different numbers there when you're doing direct mail. What is your response rate? So if you send out 1,000 mailers, how many responses do you get? If you get 10 responses out of 1,000 mailers, what's your response rate? It's actually 0.1%. Okay, so, and usually if you're doing direct mail, 1 to 2% is a good return. So if you send out 500 mailers and get a 1% return, how many is that? That's a lot. That's 50. You're not going to get that many for sure. You're not going to get 1%. You're probably going to get closer to 1/10 of 1% on direct mail. But you gotta trial and error. And see, there's different kinds of direct mail too, aren't there? There's postcards, and in our CRM system, we can pretty easily send postcards, and we have postcards we like. Okay, so if you've got a hot list and you have a marketing program or software system, you can target, hotter leads, and you can send postcards. Now, it also depends on the list. There's a lot of factors that are at play when you're doing direct mail in terms of your percentages. So what is your response rate? Again, 1% would be great. If you send out, you may think that's not very good, but if you send out 100 letters, see, that's where there's a difference. If you send out 100 postcards, a 1% return rate is probably good. Okay, so postcards are cheaper, and you can send a lot of them. And so if you send 500 postcards to some list and you get 5 calls and you get 1 deal, that's great. I mean, that would be great. That's 500 mailers for 1 deal. That's a good number. If you can get 1 deal per 500 mailers, that would be a pretty good return. Okay, now You know, obviously that's not even 1%. That's like, shoot for a 1% response rate on whatever direct mail you do, unless you're doing yellow letters. That's the one difference. Now, if you're doing yellow letters, those are more expensive. They're a lot more hassle, but you would expect a higher response rate than sending postcards. Now, people have to open it, so it really has to look like not bulk mail. It has to have a hand addressed uh, uh, envelope. We don't put a return address. Some people write a return address on there. Don't have like a stamped business return address or a sticker that's a business. That gives it away. Okay, that's why we don't put the return address on. Do we not get the mail back? No, we don't get the mail back, but that's so we've gone back and forth on that one. So that's I'm okay with either way that you do that. Either put in your return address without your name, or just no return address on a yellow letter. So yellow letters, you're hoping they're getting open and you're hoping they're thinking, wow, this is like somebody wants to buy my house. Yellow letters have gotten, pretty popular. So there's a lot of yellow letters going out there. So there's a decent chance that if you send a yellow letter to somebody, they might have already seen a yellow letter or a similar letter. The response rate on yellow letters used to be higher. Now that more people have used them and seen them, it's not as high as it was. It used to be maybe like you could get you're open for a 2 to 5% return. If you're sending out 100 yellow letters, you're trying to get 5 calls. So if you can get a 5% return rate on yellow letters, that's great. That's just people responding. That's not deals. That's people responding. And then out of the people who respond, hopefully you're closing 20% of them. Okay. So if you get 5 people, if they're actually calling you, you've got a much better chance. Obviously, they're showing a level of motivation there. So if you can close 20% of the ones that call, so what would that be if you send out 500 mailers, or let's say you send out 1,000 mailers? Let's say you get that's a lot of mailers. I mean, especially if you're using yellow letters. If you're sending out 1,000 postcards, that wouldn't be a huge amount. I mean, that's a lot of students will send out 1,000 postcards in one shot. So if you send out 1,000 postcards, you're hoping for 10 calls. And you think, wow, that's a lot, 1,000 postcards, I'm only going to get 10 calls. Maybe you'll get 10 calls if you're lucky. That's, like I said, that's a 1% response. So you don't usually get, no, that's not even, yeah, that's a 1% response. So you don't usually get more than that for sure. But if you send yellow letters, yes, you would hope to get closer to a 5% response. That's people responding to you again. And then how many of them get closed actually end up being deals. That sort of depends on your list too, doesn't it? If you're targeting a pre-foreclosure plus vacant list, nowadays with these lists, you can combine search terms. You can layer your request. It used to be we could only do a list for like inherited or pre-foreclosure or free and clear, and that was the list. But now when we do list searches, we can layer them. We can have, let's do vacant plus pre-foreclosure. Now that's going to be a highly targeted list. We're going to have less people on that list, but that we should anticipate higher response rate on a very targeted list like that versus just sending to like free and clear houses. Okay, that was a lot. I know, Tony, you asked the question and you opened it up. Response rate, right? So response rate, again, you're lucky if you get 1% on anything, except for yellow letters, you're hoping for 5%. Postcards and things like that, you're hoping for 1%. And if you have a very targeted message and if you have a good list, 1% response would be good. And then, like I said, if you send out 500 postcards, you're hoping for 1 deal. That's kind of how we used to think about it. I hope I get at least 1 deal out of this 500. Now that's 500 postcards. You send 500 yellow letters. I want you to get, like maybe, 3 to 5 deals on that. So again, it's a little bit different depending on, what you're doing. Okay. All right. Awesome. I just went off my stream here. Here we go. Okay. So guys, Caleb is here. Good job. Us. Yes. Good to see you. Good to see you, Caleb. Happy Friday. And the return mail can lead to better deals. They're harder to find. That's true. So if you are putting your return address on there, what happens if you get mail back? If you get mail back, it means other people have probably tried to mail to this person too, potentially, and nobody's getting through to them. So that's almost like a time to skip trace. So if you put your return address without your name on there, or Tony, do you put your name on there? Do you put Tony Stewart and then you put your what looks like a home address? Okay, so if you have people sending you, if mail doesn't go through and you get it back, those are the ones to skip trace. Okay, and I'm telling you, people do not do that extra step. Now I can skip trace leads for a dime, and you can usually find a pretty good place to skip trace for cheap. Okay. Let's see, memo, FedEx envelopes with yellow letter inside, placed outside of Target house. Yeah, there is like these fake looking FedEx envelopes. Yeah, you shouldn't really use real FedEx envelopes. But yeah, that definitely, put some urgency on it. So what do you do when you're driving for dollars? Always have a bunch of yellow letters with you. So like I said, Saturday's a good day for driving for dollars. That would get a good response. If you're dropping yellow letters in people's doors, then I would hope for like maybe a 10% response. That's you actually physically sticking it in somebody's door. If you're out driving for dollars and you see a house that looks pretty run down and potentially vacant, even if it's not vacant, if it really looks like a piece of junk, we drop yellow letters on them, even if it's occupied. Be a little careful if it's kind of a, dicey area. You don't want to get shot or anything, but yes, bring a stack of yellow letters if you're driving for dollars. And yes, you will get a higher response rate than if they go through the mail, if they actually are like hand delivered to the area. Every door direct working these days. Every door direct is good too, guys. The post office has a service that you can do pretty cheap postcards. And so that is a postcard, a postcard's a postcard. And you're not fooling anybody with a postcard. It's clearly bulk mail from an investor. So you're not fooling anybody, but you just gotta, hopefully your postcard hits with the right timing. And there's a postcard I like. Remind me to show it to you tomorrow. I'll show you a postcard I like. It's like a half sheet and it's laminated and it's colorful and it has clear messaging on it. So yes, postcards. Every door direct is basically a postcard service. I just like a little bit more tailored postcard, but yes, you can do your own postcards. So yes, every door direct is still good, and relatively cheap if you get the right postcards and the right list. Remember, you want to send to a good list. That will really affect your conversion ratio if you have a good list. If you're just sending to a zip code list, that's not going to be a real good response. But if you're sending to a pre-foreclosure list, that's going to obviously increase your response exponentially. Vince, good to see you. Much love from Houston. Awesome. Hey, keep chiming in. Guys, I don't know you're there if you don't say hi. So super, Vince. Keep popping by, keep commenting. So Mike, every door, yes, I already said that one. And happy Father's Day. Yeah, guys, this is awesome. Thank you, Tony, for reminding me. Tomorrow is Father's Day. So happy Father's Day for all you fathers out there. We're going to have the kids over to the house and go swimming and have a barbecue. So it should be a lot of fun. And this is the first time I'm a grandfather. So it's happy Grandpa's Day too for me. And it's the first time my son is a father. So it's kind of a special Father's Day around here. We're going to have an extra special day. So thank you so much. And all you fathers out there, have a wonderful Father's Day. And let's do our affirmation. Happy Father's Day. Okay. 3 times on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Don't forget. Now you won't forget tomorrow. And you'll make sure you tell Dad if he's still with you. You're lucky. You're blessed that you love your dad, and happy Father's Day. And if you're a dad, hopefully your kids remember you tomorrow. All right. And remember other fathers. If you're a dad, remember other dads in your family, your sons who might be dads or other brothers and sisters. Let the dads know that we love them. Right. Yes. Happy Father's Day. So guys, I will see you. Oh, we got to do our deep breathing. Okay. Deep breath in. Big smile. Yeah. Okay. Another one. Super deep. Big smile. Oh, it feels good. Okay, one more. You ready? Nice deep breath in. Oh, that one was extra good. Okay. Let it go with a big smile. Yeah. Yeah, we love it. All right. And we got one more bit. Thank you. Thank you, Vince. And all of you guys who are dads out there, congratulations to you. Have a great Father's Day. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. Maybe get a little business done while in between your celebration with your family. And I will see you on Monday. So until then, keep expecting success, getting the best training from the Wolf Couple, and taking action. Yes.